Macy said, I am buzzing. I thought we did very well to control the game and Salford's ill discipline helped as well. Our halves both lead the team well and our forwards worked their socks off. Have to give a big nod to Cameron Pearce-Paul. Yeah, that's the young lad who was brilliant on debut out on the wing. He's been at London since he was 10 apparently, so another good young...
I'm pretty sure he grew up in London.
Prospect, yeah. Well, there you go. So
he's been there since he was like 0.
London Broncos. That'd be a prick. Some great awareness and worked well with Eliab. Finally exercised that demon at the start of the second half, which was very pleasing. And almost complete 80. That last 10 was hell to watch. Another one from Chris says, what a day for Rugby League down south. Alongside the amazing result at the AJ Bell, the London Chargers have won the Conference South Grand Final, and the London and South East Premier champions West Warriors won the Harry Jepson Trophy as well. Not a bad day at the office. Sean, our friend Bruiser 664, said London to make the £1 million game after Batley beats Salford next week? Question mark.
There's certainly at least one question mark on it, maybe two. Yeah,
I think John Keir would love to sign off with that, wouldn't you? You would think. And Chris Young got in touch. He said, absolute fucking shambles from start to finish. You would assume he's a Salford fan.
Yes.
What a 17, need a good fucking kick in.
He asked if he was allowed to swear. And he went and did it.
Good show, young man. That's alright, we're all grown-ups here.
Big Beeve 30.
Big Beeve 30. Great name. Ludo, he got in touch. He said, I usually say it's rubbish what happens in the boardroom affects the players, but knowing that Sheens is going to a direct middle-aged rival and Kukash announcing every week that he's still undecided on his future cannot be helping. I only hope Salford go down so Kukash goes. So I don't want to lose Kukash from the game, though.
No, I don't. I want Kukash to be better. Saying that, Newcastle are on his radar again, and that could become a whole new clown show of a scenario, couldn't it?
That's it. He's not the Kukash we need. It's not the Kukash. Hang on, how does this go? He's not the Kukash that we want. We don't want the Kukash that we don't have the Kukash that we want, but we need the Kukash that we need.
Are you trying to do Batman?
I'm trying to do Batman. It's not working out. We just need Kukash to be better. With great cash comes great responsibility. Right, Lee with 42 points to 24 victors over Batley Bulldogs, and it was free to get in, so you got your money's worth there. Hull KR, you said that they'd only win by a narrow margin. I thought they might put a big score on it, but it was 32 points to 24 over at the big fellas against Featherstone. Huddersfield...
Back to Lee, over 10,000 on from the freebie promo, so that's really good going. If half of the extra people that turned up can get a season regularly turn up next year, that gives them crowds of 7,000 before you start talking about the Super League opposition rolling into town, which will make them the
5th best attended,
6th or 7th best attended side in the Super League on a regular basis.
Great foundation for them to grow from, wouldn't it? Absolutely. Huddersfield with 22 points to 14 winners over Leeds Rhinos, an important win for Rick Stone's
Hold on, Smith played on the right wing here.
Was he? Oh, there you go. Problem solved.
No, he's not. He's on the left. He just popped up on the right for that try.
There you go. Look at that. Good finish. Should we carry on with our podcast?
Yeah, we're always talking about Rugby League still. It's just no one knows that we're talking about the highlights that are on the
highlights. Oh, that was forward. Paddy Van.
Forward passes was what Witnesses' attack was built on this season.
That's it, absolutely. The Minnesota Vikings here are doing pretty well, aren't they?
They had a good win. Oof. Did the Vikings. Anyway.
Right, back to podcasting. Yeah, so Huddersfield beat Leeds by 22 points to 14, marking an important win for Rick Stone's men.
Yeah, massive really. Especially with Hull KR having, the easier tie of this round, and Huddersfield were already behind Hull KR on points difference, so they needed to win to make it a winner takes all shoot off. What do we call it? Like the £1 million pre-game.
Yeah, let's call it that. You can work in the marketing department for the RFL. Let's call it that.
But it's basically the same deal. Here's the brawl.
Yeah. Well, there's a very small portion of it. Oh, Kevin Brown's hurt his head.
Well, yeah, but it's
on that boy's nose.
Anyway.
Oh, I just wish he'd pull his socks up.
Huddersfield, basically, it was through being relentless, I suppose. Just knocking them penalties over Danny Brough. It was 5 goals, wasn't it, from Danny Brough? That was the driving force behind this win. Leeds not quite firing. Had a few players not in the side this week and stuff. And I mean, even Cuthbertson scored a try, so obviously...
Wow, where's he been all year?
Yeah.
There you have it. So, we've got some stats individually who stood out for us.
Well, not... They're in because they're in, but they're not massive numbers. But Cudjow's kept going well, hasn't he, in these qualifiers? A try and 95 metres for him. Joe Wardle, 41 tackles. And on the lead side of it, there was a few more big stat performers. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, a try assist, 43 tackles, 139 metres. So doing it, yeah, mate style. Brett Ferris, 102 metres. He's been one of the stronger players for Leeds in this qualifiers portion, and potentially that opens a crack for an England outside shout, I would say, especially if Ben Curry's injured. It opens up a spot there. You'd be thinking those spots go to Farrell Bateman and obviously Elliot Whitehead.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Fourth man, don't you? So, yeah.
Cutthroat Jake just did a load of swear words on this one. What's that about?
Yes,
Stevie Ward, 44 tackles and 3 successful offloads, so he's back. Good to see the lad on the rise.
That's it. Richard Wilkinson also got in touch. He didn't say now then lads, but I presume he thought, and I presume he meant to, so I've written it on. Now then lads, poor discipline, tons of errors, clueless in attack, feels like Easter. Leeds need some fresh ideas in the off-season, and as you quite rightly said, yeah, Cutthroat Jake just gave us a load of expletives.
That's...
Normally we'd read them out if he'd actually gone to the trouble of writing some expletives, but he just took the trouble of censoring himself.
Exclamation, hashtag, at star, hashtag, exclamation.
There you go. So what does that mean to...
That's a 6-letter swear word.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Fucker?
Yeah.
That's a 6-letter swear word.
Yeah. Anyway, Lee are out in top spot on their own now after that win over Batley, ahead of Leeds. Hullcart or Huddersfield Hullcart and Huddersfield play off next week to take that third promotion spot. Salford or London will play the loser in the £1 million game. Batley are 7th, Featherstone are 8th.
Fantastic. Into the Championship Shield then. Bradford Bulls were 80 points to 0 winners over Sheffield. We got feedback on this one from Rich Tordoff. He said, well, 80-0 and I should be happy, but I can't get excited by such a one-sided game. Eagles' heads went down a bit easy as they couldn't finish any higher or lower than third. Then obviously the motivation wasn't there. Having said that, the Bulls didn't have much to play for either, but put on a show after last week's poor showing at Workington. Moss and Chisholm will give us a chance of finishing in the top 4 next year. Yeah, Moss, I believe, went 110 metres for one of his tries.
Wow, he's an elusive runner.
He is an elusive runner, yeah. Dewsbury 30, Oldham 12. Halifax were 46 points to 26 winners over Workington. And it was Whitehaven 40, Swinton 18, Mark.
Yeah, so after 7 rounds there in the Championship Shield, it ends up pretty much as it started. Bradford and Halifax get their home semi-final. Sheffield were 3rd, Dewsbury held on to 4th. Swinton ended up ahead of Oldham, both the promoted sides staying up this year, so that's good work by those two. Workington were bottom and will be joined by Cumbrian neighbours Whitehaven in League One next year.
Right, and it's to League One that we go now, Mark. League One final. Played down in Toulouse.
Oh, I know. We'll bury the lead on this one.
Toulouse to win, we said.
No, not as your namesake and his Rochdale Merry Men would have it be.
No, not because cousin Paul saw to it that it was Rochdale 24, Toulouse 22 mark. So Rochdale promoted as winners of League One.
Very well done to them.
Congratulations.
Seemed like a thrilling game following bits of it on Twitter during the Salford game as well.
Yeah.
Although the Toulouse stuff being in French made it harder to follow. But
the numbers weren't in French, were they?
No, but well done to Rochdale. I mean, upsetting the odds big style.
Absolutely, and now that means that Toulouse...
I'm assuming that was longer odds than London winning at Salford.
You would think so. You would absolutely think so. Given the performances of this team, do you think just Salford have expected to turn up... Toulouse expect to turn up and win this one? Probably not. I guess the team that's been with them all season in terms of, they had up at the top end of the table.
A tough, physical, hard-fought draw, and I think earlier on, there's been scores to settle between these sides.
Yeah.
Physical scores to settle, and I think Rochdale wanted to show that they were the match of Toulouse in that regard. And if you do that to Toulouse, it seems like they lose a lot of their pattern of play.
Yeah.
because it seems like that's what's happened here, and Rochdale were able to kick a crucial conversion late on and just cling on, really. Impressive stuff, you've got to say.
That's it.
That's the win. That's the win of the year.
Yeah, it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely enormous. League One Shield final was played out this week. Newcastle beat North Wales 31 points to 26, so a close one there. And congratulations to the Thunder.
Yeah, it's good that it was an exciting climax to the League One Shield, at least. That's good to see, and I hope the fans that were there enjoyed it.
Absolutely. And into the NRL then, it was the second week of the final series. The Cowboys and the Broncos, Mark. Do these two ever play a dull game? It went to extra time, and the Cowboys won it 26 points to 20.
We had plenty of comeback on this one as well.
We did. Would you care to do the honours?
Colin Render said, "Wow, what a game. Best game I've seen for ages. Power, intensity, speed, skill. Every player left everything on the field, and it ended with a bit of class by JT. Wish Super League could be like that." I think some weeks I wish the NRL could be like that.
Well, yeah, to be fair, honest. Yeah, this is an outlier, isn't it?
But JT and Morgan are very clever players. Yeah. Lockie Coote had a bad game in this one, and the Broncos, it was there for the taking early doors, and I'm not sure. I just think the Cowboys clicked into mode, and they're such a good team. Paul Mack, he said, "I could watch these two teams go at each other every week. Yeah. One of the best finals matches I've ever seen. Tamalolo was amazing. That Kiwi pack is going to be hard to contain come the Four Nations." Tamalolo is a rampaging machine,
egg throwing beast.
Yeah. Rich Wilkinson. Oh yeah, God, we're gonna have to.
What?
Well, if the Kiwis are in your team hotel, you're gonna have to put some sheets over your car or something.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Rich Wilkinson, he said, "Now then, lads." Well, he didn't, but I assume he did. What a game!
That's what he means to say.
Both teams were totally out on their feet, but Thurston comes up with a truly world-class play to win it. One of the best games I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And the Cowboys did look tired in the last 5 minutes of regular time, but they've got that best player in the world, and if you've got that, you've always got a chance, haven't you?
Absolutely.
Ludo says, "Brilliant game, grip from minute one. JT not at his best yet, the Cowboys still won, proving they're not a one-man team. Very clever from Premier Sports to give us all the games for £1. It will bring a lot of customers for next year. Games like this certainly will."
Absolutely. So that means the Cowboys move through to the semis, and they're joined by the Canberra Raiders, Mark, 22 points to 12, winners over the Panthers.
Yeah, and surprisingly, Hodgson made it. The hero of Canberra. Whitehead as well, he had 152 metres in this game, so he had a big performance. Hardacre started for the Panthers, played the full 80, had a try assist, so was not a part of things, but the Green Machine,
that's it,
rise again,
rolling on into the semis, so we'll have a look at that next weekend. Right, that is the world of Rugby League well and truly covered. Let's take a look into the future now as we bring you our predictions for this week's fixtures in the Super 8s. Right, it's the final round of the Super 8s this weekend, Mark, and it all kicks off in St Helens on Thursday night. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but Saints have still got an outside chance of finishing third, haven't they? And that might mean something to them.
Not an outside chance.
A good chance, would you say?
They win and Wigan lose, they finish third.
Well, there you are. Okay, and they take on Wakefield, and I think they're going to win, absolutely. 30 points to 12 over Trin. The Saints train. It just keeps rumbling on. They keep winning.
I think they'll be good enough to beat a resilient Wakefield side rather than a glorious Wakefield side, especially given the sort of position that they've been in, where they have been winning games consistently. They know what they're doing in that regard. So yeah, at 28-14, I'm going in favour of St Helens.
Fantastic. Your lot take on the Catalan Dragons. A win's important to you guys. Depending on how things go over in Hull, it could mean that you get up as high as second and get that home semi-final. So you take on...
It's irrelevant almost what happens in Hull.
As long as you win, you get that home semi-final, don't you? Yeah. There you go, which I think you're going to do again against Catalans. 24 points to 10 I'm going for you boys. Especially on the back of last week's performance.
Yeah,
I don't think you'll play the same way. I think you'll go back to being very kind of structured, but...
You look at the Catalan side and you sort of... You don't see the inspiration necessarily. You don't see the cohesion